show that the square root of cos x plus sine x is equal to 2 cosine of x minus 30 degrees. Okay? I hope you did the work on your own. If you didn't do it, don't worry. We'll bite you back later. Alright? So, now, based on this question here, the left-hand side is simplified. It is very, very challenging to simplify the left-hand side. But the right-hand side can be simplified because this part here, it looks like number 1. Okay? Can you pay attention and look? I gave you an opportunity to do the question since Friday. So, the first compound angle identity looks like this. If I hear you talking again, one of you will move. Okay? So this looks like number 1. Therefore, for this question, it makes more sense to simplify the right-hand side until you get the left-hand side. Okay? Now, when you are doing proofs, it's not always that you simplify the left-hand side to get the right-hand side. It depends with the question. So this question here, you have to simplify the right-hand side using compound angles. That is number 1, which I call the mother, right? Until you get the left-hand side. So, right-hand side, so let me change the color bit. So the right-hand side is equal to, now this is how you do the proof. So your right-hand side is equal to 2 cos of x minus 30 degrees. Okay? Then I'm going to apply the first compound angle identity there. That's the one that I'm going to use. So this becomes 2 times cos x. Okay? Please be aware that this 2 here multiplies the expansion. Therefore, I may need to put a bracket here. The 2 multiplies the expansion. So this will be cos x times cos 30 degrees. There is a minus here, so you put a plus, as you can see there. Then you get sine x times sine 30 degrees. So I have expanded the cos x minus 30 degrees, okay, to get cos x times cos 30 plus sine x times sine 30 degrees. Then I have got a special angle here. So go back to grade 10 when you're first taught special angles. So this becomes, well, I can remove brackets here, so I can write this 2 cos x times cos 30 degrees plus 2 sine x sine 30 degrees. Okay? Then from here now, the cos 30 over 6 square root of 3 over 2. Okay? So this will become 2 cos x times square root of 3 over 2 plus sine 30 is a half, so that will be 2 sine x times a half. Okay, so I'm using the combination of compound angle identities and special angles and basic algebra as well. Okay, so from here, this 2 here can come from that because of multiplication. Okay, also this 2 here and that 2 there. I need to recalculate it. Something went wrong. Can you stand up, please? Stand up. Go and sit.
So I didn't even say anything.
Next to us. Then who? Who is talking? Then you tell me. Huh? Sorry? But what's the talking about?
You were talking, sir.
So those 2 cancel out. Alright? So after that, you get cos x times square root of 3. Now, when you are doing a proof, you must ask yourself a question. Is what I'm doing making sense based on what you want to try and prove? Already because of this square root of 3 here, it is there. Okay? Which means where I'm going, it makes sense. I've got my cos x here, so I can write this as the square root of 3 times cos x plus, which is also this plus here. Then here I'll get 1 times sine x, which will give me sine x. Right? Then I can say, therefore, the right hand side is equal to the left hand side. Then you have it. Okay, please look at the layout, how I'm doing it. Okay, that's what we are expected to do. Yes.
So can we apply compound angle to the fraction formula?
Yes, I'm gonna come to that later. Okay, that will be part of my conclusion. Right? So if you did the question, this is what you're supposed to have done. And proofs are very common when it comes to trigonometry. Right? And they require you to think and apply what you were taught. All right? Is there anybody who has got a question? Right. Then the next question, right? Hopefully you try to do all these questions on your own. Okay, because some of you I normally use a metaphor which says you are walking in a long dark tunnel. It will be a huge shame if someone is in a trip, they don't know where they are going. Okay. Hopefully your tunnel has got light in it. Okay. Hopefully. Yes, and also the other thing is, please, I know that you wrote much tests and you might be tempted to get into the mood for the holiday. I'm sorry, this is not the time. Tell your brain that I'm still have to come to school and everything is normal. In my case, I'm going to teach as normal. Nothing will change. But later on, when it comes to an examination, that's when you have to prove that you know your stuff or not. Okay? And in my case, if I set the paper, there is no compromise. You have to know your stuff. That's it. Yes. Huh? No. We are going to have only the classes. I'll talk about that later on. All right, please, can you allow me to carry on? Allow me to carry on, please. All right. Now, this question here, it was saying, write the following as a single trigonometric ratio. All right? So you are expected to eliminate either the cos or the sine. And you must end up with sine only or cos only. Okay? Before I talk about it, right, I just want you to be aware that yesterday, can I have your attention, please? Yesterday, I sent you a March 22 March test from the Free State. All right? They already wrote their provincial paper. And I asked you to do the last question, right? And I gave you a deadline of Friday to bring forward your solution. Okay? Now, there are two ways that you can you can show me your solution. Right? You can either come in person during your own time. Right? Most of the time I will be here. You come during your own time. Mr. Chiponda is not going to ask people for their answers. The ball is in your court. Right? That's one way. Another way it requires use of technology that I don't know whether some of you are familiar with some of the technology. Right? How many of you, I think she knows because I taught her in grade 10. You know. Right? You can, how many of you have ever heard of this application from Microsoft? Microsoft OneNote. Right? Right. Listen. So what you can do, please, if you don't know about it, go and do some research today. Go and do some research today. Because not many people talk about it. But it's one of the best Microsoft apps that you can have for personal use. So what you can do, you can write all your answers on your page, take a picture, go to your OneNote, attach it to your OneNote, and then you can email it to me. Okay, this is my email address. Okay, please, you don't email, but what you do is you share your answers with me. I hope you know that there's a difference between sharing and emailing. Do you know that? Yeah, because some people, they've got confusion with the two. They consider sharing as emailing. There's a difference. If you share a document, it will be sent to the cloud, and a person can see it from anywhere. If a person checks your work, you can even see them whilst they are checking your work. If you email, you are attaching to an electronic mail. Okay? You cannot see it at the same time. So there's a difference there. So what you do is you share it with me. Please share. Right? Alright. So listen. If you don't understand, if you've never used OneNote, maybe you can go to YouTube, just type OneNote, you hear what they say. Then you have to attach your answers and email and share them via this email. The good thing is, if you share it with me like that, it won't stress me when it comes to marking. Because I'll just open your document, then mark it quickly, and then straight away you can see the answers. Right? I don't have to end up having to extract your answers and then put them in an email and then try to send them back, making my life easier. I'm a very busy person. Okay. No, I'm serious. I'm not joking. Right. So, listen, if you are hungry for knowledge, take me serious. Okay. All right. Let's carry on. Let's